Good morning, everyone. Today
Good
we
morning,
will see
sir.
the continuation.
Good morning, sir.
Morning. Okay, good morning. Okay, synchronous machine modeling, first unit. We have started the magnetic circuit equations, coupled circuits, and often mutual inductances expressions, and then physical description of the synchronous machine. Rotating magnetic field, stator and rotor, circuits of synchronous machine, and MMF waves, mathematical description of synchronous machine, and necessary assumptions of modeling. So in which some of the contents were completed. Now let us understand. So the MMF wave of synchronous machine, let us consider a single coil. Coil side, so one coil, when it is under the influence of south pole, is dot. Dot means out of the plane, current flowing out of the plane, and the cross is nothing but into the plane, into the plane. The current is same one turn, so therefore the current direction is nothing but the MMF wave. So this is the rectangular shape. If you consider a single rectangular conductor, okay. If you consider single rectangular conductor, so let us here is a rectangular conductor. Let us take this and somewhere here, and here it is. The current direction here into the plane, out of the plane. Here dot and here it is cross. Single rectangular loop, and here it continues like this, the negative side, and again positive side, and so on. It is a rectangular shape. MMF wave of single conductor. Here the current direction, this is the current I, current I. N is number of turns is equal to 1. So let us have N is equal to 1. Therefore Ni is the MMF, that is equal to, you can use capital letters, MMF equal to I. C is MMF due to single turn coil. So in practice, you don't find a single turn coils. So you have multi-turn coils. You have multi-turn coils like this. Multi-turn coils here. Let us have 5 number of turns connected together. So this is one. This is so let us have this is one turn, and the second turn. This is second. So let us have this is 1, 2, 3. Here's 4. Last 5. There are 5 turns. All are connected in series. So then each turn will have some EMF which can be accumulated in the coil. So this is accumulated. This is one turn, second turn, third turn, and so on. You will have step-like wave, and you should have combinations. Here the combination like this. We join the center points of all the turns. So this is approximately sine wave. You can draw the smooth wave here. Here, sine wave, you will get the nearest sine wave of the MMF of multi-turn coil. Here it is the MMF equal to N into I, that is 5 into I. So this is the total MMF. And so on. Instead of 5, we can have 50 or 100, whatever. Depends on our requirements. So this is the MMF wave of multi-turn coil. Number of turns or more. Now, let us consider the spatial MMF wave of a phase A. This is phase A, the peak value. Here you can take the axis of the phase A. All the conductors which are in series in a phase A are connected in series to improve the voltage or generate voltage. So therefore, this is A minus A. In between phase A is there. From phase A, let us measure the horizontal distance with gamma. The horizontal distance, spatial distance, gamma. This is the when the physical rotor is in fact, physical stator is cut and separated as a horizontal block, you will have this kind of distribution, spatial distribution. So this is the phase A. From phase A, you can measure the angular angular distance gamma. So this phase A can be represented as MMF of phase A. So this is the of phase A. So K is a constant, IA is the current flowing through, and gamma is the cos of that angle. This is the angle gamma, cos of the angle. And MMF B due to phase B, K is the constant number of turns maybe. IB is the current flowing through the phase B. Cos of gamma minus 2 pi by 3. Phase V, the angle between phase A and phase B is 2 pi by 3. Minus 2 pi by 3, minus 120. Phase A and phase C, plus 220. 240. 120 plus 120. 240. Minus 240 or plus 120. Let us take plus 120. Here, phase A, this is phase A, right? And this is phase B. And here is phase C. In the rotation, if you cut it, so you may find phase C here also. Phase C, this is phase C. So the angle between these two and these two here plus 120 degrees minus 120 degrees minus 120 degrees. Therefore, you have MMF of phase A K into cos gamma is varying as a cosine of the angle gamma. So sine or cosine will have similar wave shape. MMF B cos of gamma minus 2 pi by 3. Phase B. Phase C plus 2 pi by 3. The spatial distribution, physical difference of the angles of three different phases. Okay. Phase A, phase B, phase B, phase C, right? In space, if you cut the stator and show all the phases, it appears like this. Which is nothing but we have this spatial distribution. This is phase C. Phase C, right? Minus 120 plus 120. The same thing is shown here. Minus 120 plus 120. This is the cos of angle. Spatial distribution, right? So similarly in time also, balanced set of currents. So time origin can be taken as omega s t. Omega s is the synchronous speed. Synchronous speed. balanced set of currents, you have Ia equal to Im cos omega st. Im cos omega st. IB will be maximum. IB will be maximum here after minus 120 degrees. In time, it will be like that. But when I see in time Im cos omega st plus 120, 2 pi by 3. Same will reflect in currents, electrical currents. So electrical currents also will get same peaks. So for the first one will appear at omega st, second one B minus 2 pi by 3, third one plus 2 pi by 3. The same thing is written here, minus 2 pi by 3 plus 2 pi by 3, where omega is equal to 2 pi f, angular frequency of the stator currents in electrical radians per second. F is the frequency and omega s is the angular frequency in radian per second. Now the MMF. So here let us take this is the MMF wave IA, IB and IC. Now IA, IB, IC are expressed like this in electrical terms. So IA, IB, IC are the electrical quantities, isn't it? So here is the MMF. So in the MMF, let us substitute. So let us substitute IA value, IA, IB, IC values. IA, IB, IC values. You'll get MMF total is equal to sum of the MMFs. MMF A, MMF B plus MMF C. K into Im is constant. Take common first term cos gamma. I is equal to Ia is equal to Im cos omega, omega st. Let us substitute that. Cos omega st. IB is equal to Im into cos omega st minus 2 pi by 3. Let us substitute that second term. Here, let us take this is MMF A. Some constant into some constant K into. So let us write here MMF A equal to some constant into IA cos gamma, IA into cos of gamma. Okay, so where IA is equal to IA equal to Im cos of omega st and cos of gamma. So this is IA. Isn't it? Here this term is not there. cos gamma is appearing in MMF A. So here IA is equal to IM cos omega ST. Let us substitute here. So therefore, MMF A equal to K into IM for differentiating. I'll use the star IM star cos omega ST same omega ST cos omega ST. Let us substitute IA instead of IA, IM cos omega ST into cos gamma right? So this is MMF A for phase A. Similarly, you write MMF B, MMF C, so that you'll get KIM is constant, and sum of all these cost terms, you get 3 by 2 into cos gamma minus omega ST. After simplification, you'll get this one final expression, right? This is the final expression. And it is very important. This is the total MMF of the machine expressed in terms of IM and cos omega ST. So this is the equation of traveling wave. So the total MMF will have sinusoidal distribution, sinusoidal spatial distribution. Okay. So this entire MMF wave moves with angular velocity omega s electrical radians per second, and the machine has PF field poles. PF field poles. Speed of the rotation of the stator field is omega sm equal to omega sm is equal to 1 by pair of poles into omega s mechanical radians per second. And ns is equal to synchronous speed, that is given by 120f by pf. Pf is the field poles, f is the frequency. So this is rpm, 120f by pf. This is the speed of the synchronous speed of the machine. So here this is the stator and rotor MMF wave shapes. This is a physical description. MMF of field, and the second one MMF of stator. Field MMF omega r. The speed of the rotor is omega r. and speed of the stator field is omega s. Omega s. The stator field is leading behind the rotor field. Leading behind the field. A stator wave ahead of the rotor MMF wave. Rotor MMF wave. So that is in case of generator. That is in case of generator. Omega is ahead of the omega r, and vice versa. The machine function changes, these two interchanges. This is the difference between rotor MMF and stator MMF. But both will maintain the synchronism. This difference is taken as delta. This difference can be taken as delta. This, this is delta. Delta, right? Power angle or load angle. Power angle or load angle. Okay. So in case of generator, the power angle curve, if you take the power angle curve of the synchronous machine, and here so I'll take this one. I'm taking nearly sinusoidal waveform. Okay. So this is the power angle curve of the generator. This is the power. This is the power P. This is the angle delta. Power angle or load angle. This is the power angle curve of synchronous generator. So this is positive. Delta is positive. All right. If it is motor, it will be here, this side. Okay. This is negative side. Then both will reverse. Just opposite. Then delta will become negative. This is generator mode. This is motor mode. This is motor mode. Okay, everybody understood this concept? This is very important. Draw the MMF waves of generator mode and also motor modes of synchronous machine. Then you can draw on your own and also explain the power angle curve of corresponding generator mode as well as have you understood or any questions? Kartika, Sai Priya,
Yes, sir.
Kausik,
Yes, sir.
Nazim. This is
Yes,
very
sir.
important. The correlation between the power angle curve and MMF waves are important. Now you are studying. I hope you didn't study in the undergraduate course, EM3 subject. Manideep, Vinod,
Yes, sir.
మీరు చదివారు ఓకే మీరు చదివారు అనుకోండి ఓకే వెల్ అండ్ గుడ్ ఇఫ్ యూ డోంట్ స్టడీ యూ నోట్ డౌన్ దిస్ పాయింట్స్ ఇన్ ద నోట్బుక్ తీసుకోండి మళ్ళీ కావాలంటే రిపీట్ చేస్తా ఈ పాయింట్స్ అన్ని మీరు నోట్ చేసుకోండి all these points are very important in subject point of view as well as in the examination point of view. Once again, we will look at the points. The very first one, let me explain from the first point onwards. This is the MMF wave of a single coil. In single coil, there are two turns, one turn. Two sides are there. Each side, the current direction is like this. So therefore, we'll have rectangular shape MMF for a single coil. When coils are connected in series, all are additive, and then we have step wave. And if you join the mean points of the step wave, you will get the sinusoidal waveform, nearly sinusoidal waveform. What is the first assumption of your uh, required assumptions, right? If you join mean points of this rectangular wave shape, step wave, you will get the sinusoidal wave, right? So that is the multi-turn coil. So in each phase, you have a number of turns which are connected in series. Therefore, each of the phase A, phase B, phase C, you will have this kind of waveforms, MMF wave. So the MMF wave is expressed if you cut the stator and horizontally show it. You can have this kind of spatial distribution of all phases. Phase A, the x of the phase A is in the middle of the sine wave here. You can have phase A. And here, so from the phase A, you can measure the so, angle gamma. So it's a function of gamma. MMF is a function of gamma. K is the number of turns. IA is the current flowing through the phase A. IB is the current flowing through the phase B and phase C respectively. So in the spatial difference between any two phases is 120 degrees. Phase A and B minus 120, phase A and C plus 120. Right? So that was shown here in all three equations, MMFA, MMFB, MMFC. So KIA cos gamma, KIB cos gamma minus 2 pi by 3, KIC cos gamma plus 2 pi by 3. All these three are shown. Whereas in time, the current is varying like this. IA is a sinusoidal current. IA is equal to Im cos omega st. So cos or sine doesn't matter. The wave shape is same. So we can have Im cos omega st, Ia, and Ib is minus 120 with minus 120 degrees. There is a variation. Therefore, in the omega t is the reference time. Omega t minus 2 pi by 3 is used for the phase B. So this phase B, the angle between these two, 120 minus 120. Similarly, phase C will appear here also, and hence the A and B will have minus 120, A and C will have plus 120. So use that plus 120 omega t plus 2 pi by 3, you have IC, then Ia, Ib, Ic are expressed in terms of omega st. And let us substitute all these three into your MMF equations so that you'll get the final expression as C by 2 Kim cos gamma minus omega st. So this is the MMF, total MMF of the all phases. Resultant MMF of the three phase is 3 by 2 into some constant cos gamma minus omega st. So omega m is equal to 1 by pair of poles yes, mechanical radian per second. And here the relation between ns synchronous speed and a pair of poles or synchronous speed and frequency is ns is equal to 120 by pf, where pf is the field poles, revolutions per minute, rpm. After getting that, you have the MMF wave shape of MMF, field MMF and stator MMF. So stator MMF is ahead of field MMF. That difference can be treated as delta, load angle or power angle. So which can be expressed as delta versus PE. So in the generator mode it is positive, delta is positive, therefore stator field is ahead of the rotor. So whereas in the motor it is reverse, the stator field is lagging behind the rotor field. So then delta is negative. With respect to stator, you can measure the angle. It is negative. If you draw the equivalent poles of stator and rotor, for understanding purpose, I am drawing the equivalent magnetic fields of stator and rotor. Stator and rotor here. So let us have, this is the north pole. Then this is the south pole. The magnetic lines of force are like that. So it is like this. The difference between stator and rotor, the difference between these two poles, any difference is measured as delta. Delta, right? Any difference between these two, stator field and rotor field. Rotor are same. Stator field and stator are not same. Stator field is rotating and stator is stationary. Therefore, with respect to stator field, I'm writing this, right? So this is the relation between MMF waves and operation of the machine as generator and motor. right? Generator and motor. That is about already you have seen the mathematical description of synchronous machine with the necessary assumptions. Now let's understand the mathematical description of the synchronous machine. So far, if you have any questions, if you don't follow anything, you can. If you understood, we'll continue. Okay, one thing you should remember always, phase A and phase B, the angle is minus 120. Phase A and phase C plus 120. Use that difference between the phase A, phase B angles, phase A, phase C angles. Now let us have, this is the phase A, let us have the axis of the phase A is expressed as horizontal. Right? Let us have this. This was noted down. So here you have taken phase A as a reference, phase A axis as a reference, and here is the direct axis. So this is the direct axis. So this is the direct axis along with the poles. This is the quadrature axis along with the quadrature of poles. This is quadrature axis. The angle between poles and quadrature axis is 90 degrees. D axis and Q axis is 90 degrees. Q axis is taken as 90 degrees leading with the D axis. Already that is assumed. Okay. That is assumed. Phase A, phase B, and phase C are 120 degrees with each other. So psi A is the flux linkage in phase A, and the corresponding induced voltage is EA. For the current flowing through phase A is IA. When the current flowing through the phase A is IA, the flux linkage is psi A and induced voltage is EA. EA is equal to d psi by dt actually. So that we will see later in detail analysis. Similarly, in phase B, the current flowing in the phase B IB and corresponding flux linkage IB and induced voltage EB, and so on in all phases. Phase A axis has taken on the positive x-axis. Let us take positive. So D axis is somewhere here. The angle between D axis and phase A is angle theta. Angle theta. And quadrature axis is 90 degrees leading with the D axis. The angle between Q axis and D axis is 90. Therefore, the phase A and quadrature axis is 90 plus theta. 90 plus theta. In some books, the quadrature axis will be taken as 90 degrees lagging behind the d-axis. In that case, 90 minus theta will be the angle between phase A and q axis. But we will take this notation in Kundur. Finally, ultimately, the result will be same. Equations will be same. Okay, therefore, the phase A d-axis and q-axis are represented like this. So on the d-axis, you have field winding. The current flowing through the field winding is IFD, and the supply voltage of the field winding is EFD. Supply voltage is EFD, current is IFD. Current is IFD. And one damper winding is placed on the d-axis, which is short circuited, and current flowing the damper winding is IKD along with the d-axis. And in the q-axis, you can consider one more damper winding which is short circuited. The current is IKQ. IKQ. So this is the damper winding 2. Therefore, you have considered the damper winding 1 and 2 and field winding on the d-axis. These 3 windings are there on the rotor side. On the stator side, phase A, phase B, and phase C, 3 windings are there. 3 windings are there. Previously, we have seen only one winding, the primary, and one winding in the secondary, the coupled circuits. When the current flowing through the primary winding and also in the secondary winding, what are the self and mutual inductances between the two coupled coils? Now you have, for each winding, you have many number of rotor windings. For each rotor winding, many number of stator windings. Now it is complex circuit of the synchronous machine. Now, how to derive the self and mutual inductances is a challenge now. So we will see in the next class regarding next points of the synchronous machine model. Today I will stop here and I will take the attendance. Thank you one and all.